So lads, this is not a great look for the Indiana Fever organization. If you've got Caitlin Clark, the star of the Indiana Fever, she's going and seeing whatever about not seeing the Indiana Fever's doctors. Like, it is what it is with that. It is what it is. Like, I think a lot of players and teams get second opinions, but if you haven't seen here, Stephanie White says there's no update on Caitlin Clark or potential timeline. She met with another doctor, but White says she hasn't spoken with the
The Indiana basketball scene's ultimate game changer just made the boldest statement in WNBA history without uttering a single word. Caitlin Clark, the unstoppable face of women's hoops and a crowd puller bigger than any stadium show, has reportedly stopped all contact with the Indiana Fever's medical team following her recent groin injury.
Pretty much kind of leaked out the bag to the team that she was kind of going to get a second opinion. To me, an athlete like Caitlin Clark on her level, she should have been getting these second opinions. She should have been hearing from all these other doctors, man. But Stephanie White spoke to the media yesterday. She really didn't give a whole lot, but she did say that Caitlin Clark was in New York meeting with other doctors. Now, with all of that being said, what does the timetable look like to me for Caitlin Clark coming back? I keep telling y'all, around the 17th to the 30th of August.
Honestly, it's long overdue. Someone finally needed to call out this organization for treating a generational superstar like just another player in someone else's narrative. Here's the real story behind the scenes at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and why Caitlin Clark could be plotting her exit from Indiana sooner than anyone thought.
She has met with a different doctor. And she won't even give an update to the team. Not, oh yeah, you know, she's met with a different doctor and we're waiting on an update. She's waiting, or not even, well, that's basically it. They're waiting on, oh, she's gone to a different doctor and they've heard nothing.
If you are enjoying, please subscribe. When Caitlin Clark limped off the court on July 15th against the Connecticut Sun, clutching her right groin in visible frustration, it wasn't just another injury. It was the breaking point in what sources are calling a Kawhi Leonard situation where a superstar completely loses faith in their team's medical staff.
Caitlin Clark. Following a July 15th injury to her right groin, Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark underwent further medical evaluations earlier this week. The team can confirm that no additional injuries or damage were discovered through the evaluations. Clark will continue working with the Fever medical team on her recovery and rehabilitation, with the priority on her long-term health and well-being. There is no timetable available for Clark's return, and no additional details will be provided at this time. Any further updates will be shared as they become available.
Caitlin Clark has now battled 4 separate muscle injuries this season alone: left groin strain, left quad injury, and now a right groin strain. Grimacing face for someone who never missed a single game in her college career at Iowa or her rookie WNBA season, this string of setbacks isn't just bad luck. It's a clear pattern pointing to medical mismanagement. High voltage basketball.
Internet noticed something specific that Holly Rowe had to say on the broadcast. Holly Rowe said that before the last return after a quad injury, she had no practice time, which, if that's actually true, like if she wasn't practicing, if she wasn't going full speed, then why was she returning to the court? And that's actually something that I pointed out. I believe it was Scott Agnes reported that Caitlin had gone full speed in practice, but there was only one practice that she had gone full speed, and then she returned.
The breaking point came when Caitlin Clark was rushed back from her previous groin injury, only to re-aggravate it just games after returning. Flush-faced sources close to the situation reveal that Clark told team officials, "I'm getting my own doctors. I'm not using our doctors." She's now consulting outside physicians and refuses to share updates with the team's training staff. High voltage basketball.
Clark's team has made it known, we are going to be holding her out until she is fully recovered. We are not going to be rushing her back at all. After taking Indiana Fever's advice, eventually Caitlin Clark needs to take matters into her own hands, make decisions for herself, And I believe that's what we are seeing with the team that she now has surrounding.
Let's look at the facts that the Indiana Fever doesn't want you to see. Clark's injury timeline reads like a medical disaster. On May 3rd, she was out with a left leg soreness that sidelined her for the exhibition opener. On May 26th, she missed the first game of her career with a left quad strain. In June, she missed 5 games due to a left groin injury. On July 15th, she suffered a right groin injury in the final minutes against the Connecticut Suns. And on July 24th, the Indiana Fever announced that there will be no timetable for her return and no additional details were provided. That's 11 regular season games missed, plus the Commissioner Cup final. For context, that's nearly half the WNBA season gone because of recurring soft tissue injuries that should be preventable with proper conditioning and medical care.
We're speculating that Caitlin Clark injury could be much worse than expected. You know, these type of injuries and the way she's been getting these injuries is not normal. To have these strains back to back to back like this, and I said this before, Caitlin Clark mobility is off, bro. I believe she might have came back too fast from the first. We all know the first one went down around the 25th of May. Then she came back and got re-injured around the 4th of July to the 5th, somewhere up in there of July, and then that brings us until now.
But here's where it gets really telling. Clark sought second opinions in New York without informing the Fever's medical staff about the results. Coach Stephanie White admitted she hadn't talked to the trainers about what Clark's outside doctors discovered. When your star player is essentially going rogue on medical decisions, that's not just about an injury. That's about trust being completely shattered. When the Fever hired Stephanie White, fans thought they were getting an upgrade over Christy Sides. White came with credentials: 2023 WNBA Coach of the Year, a championship ring with the Fever as a player, someone who understood winning. What they got instead was a coach who seems determined to fix something that isn't broken.
Good news about today is Caitlin Clark is no longer dealing with Stephanie White and these coaches and this Indiana Fever medical staff, trainers, doctors, none of that. She's seeing her own medical doctors, her own team. That's the only good news of today. She has abandoned the Indiana Fever medical staff, and I'm happy about it. I'm happy about it. She's pulling a Kawhi Leonard, what he did with the San Antonio Spurs, letting it be known, hey, look, I'll get back to y'all when I'm ready. I'm going with my own medical staff. Y'all can beat it, kick rocks, and I stand with you, Caitlin Clark.
Here's the dirty truth that nobody wants to admit. Christy Sides knew how to use Caitlin Clark. Say what you want about Sid's other coaching flaws, but she understood one fundamental principle. When you have a generational talent, you build your system around them, not force them into your system. Sides, let Clark be Clark. She gave her the ball. Let her run the offense at her preferred pace and watch the magic happen. The results: Clark's rookie season statistics that broke multiple WNBA records, a playoff appearance for the first time since 2016, and sold out arenas everywhere they played. White's recent comments about wanting Clark to play off the ball and having 2 main ball handlers show fundamentally misunderstands what makes Clark special. You don't take the ball out of Magic Johnson's hands because the defense is pressuring him. You don't bench Michael Jordan because he's being double-teamed. And you don't turn Caitlin Clark into a role player because your system can't accommodate greatness.
The problem of this team is Stephanie White. It's Stephanie White. It's not Caitlin Clark. A great player don't all suddenly sucks. That doesn't happen. It's strategic. And everybody's saying that they played better without Caitlin Clark. No. Actually, even this loss, Caitlin Clark gives them a better chance. They're under 500 without Caitlin Clark.